Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Ted Lasso, Season 2, Episode 7, Headspace, which I'm hoping means, like, headspace, like getting into Ted's headspace, and he's going to actually get counselling and therapy. The last episode was fantastic. I'm loving Season 2, very excited to watch it. Thank you so much, Ken, for sponsoring, and let's go. Oh, is she getting a bit like he's always around? There's no personal space?
Oi. You're not going to your office?
No.
Can I come?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you need to be open and honest. If you feel like you need a little bit of personal space, sometimes talk to him about it.
Let anyone in the newspapers nowadays, wouldn't they?
They say humility is not thinking less of yourself, thinking about yourself less.
You can be a little bit proud of him. It's hard when your parents don't necessarily show the pride you hope they would.
I want to thank you again for helping me out with that little hiccup the other night. I'm actually feeling a lot better, so I don't even know if this is necessary.
Sweetheart, that's not how mental health works.
Okay.
But she'll be used to people that aren't sure. Sweetheart, just sit in a chair by the desk. He's very uncomfortable right now.
You know what it's like? It's like we're on an episode of The Sopranos.
Just
gratuitous violence.
Thing is, I think sometimes you need to talk about nonsense things to get more comfortable, ready to talk about the harder stuff.
Oh, shoot. Well, I'm sorry about that. I feel like I've wasted a bunch of our time already. With all the
She learned a lot.
Don't worry.
Yeah, well, of course. Not worried at all.
Oh. It's so hard, isn't it? To someone who always worries, just saying don't worry. But
why don't you tell me what happened the other night?
Yeah, I don't want to do this.
oh, Ted. It is hard, I think, that for some people especially. I think I would struggle potentially with seeing a counsellor who, like, I worked with. I know that they don't work with her. I know her literal role is the counsellor on site. But, like, I don't know, seeing someone that you'd constantly see around, knowing that that counsellor wasn't just your counsellor, but other people's counsellor, like, when it wasn't for COVID, I really could do it with seeing my counsellor again. But, you know, I would, like, go, like, she had appointments in her house, and I would go there, and, like, that was our space. Like, I was safe there. I wasn't like I would then go to work and sort of see her across a breakfast table or whatever, you know. I don't know what work is a breakfast table. I don't know. I think, like, I would find it weird, especially to begin with someone that watched me when I was doing my job, that watched me, that was dealing with, like, my, like, the kids in my class when I was a TA. You know, that's what I would struggle with. That they almost already have a relationship of a sort.
Come with me and Roy. Come on, let's go. On the hop.
I love that Roy's part of this team. Keely might not in the long run, but...
Right. Very funny, Colin. You stand-up comic now. Kind of ironic because I sat you down at the match the other day.
Alright, bantering together. That is the way to do it.
So, Colin, you can sit this one out. Okay.
I am a strong and capable man. I am a strong and capable man.
You are.
Cool.
You are a strong and capable man. No, you didn't need to bench him for the drill. No, it's inappropriate and weird.
Basically, it's more likely that she lost interest in the relationship.
Oh.
Hey, listen, okay, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, I don't care if she...
I love them. They are a real team now. Or they need to meet and just get this out in the open.
But I'm worried that you can't live up to the fantasy I've created in my head. So I'm going to let my insecurities keep me from possibly...
I love this whole team. Every single character here is being themselves, they're being good friends.
Go fuck your cotton rat.
All right. Well, what if we meet up and it all goes wrong?
Is there an age thing on this app? Because I can't see either of them if you can pick the other person's age.
I feel like we're around each other all the time. Wherever I go, it's like he's my shadow. It means my adorably hairy shadow.
Were you talking about me?
Yeah, we were talking about you.
That's honest.
Bye.
She needs to tell Roy that she sometimes would like a little bit of personal space. Because I think there's nothing wrong in a relationship with having a little bit of space every now and then so that you can...
I'll take your neck.
Roy, let her work if she needs to work. Is he reading the Da Vinci Code? Because the whole time he was playing football, he never had time to read. They need to find a routine, a groove.
Doing exactly what I tell you to do is so fucking hot.
Okay, see, like, I just think she needs to sit down and talk with him. You know, maybe set up a space. I'm sure they have enough money in this home to find, like, an office space that is like, you don't come in, like, I mean, you don't not come in here, but that we have a little distance and... Oh, is he ready to talk about it now?
Hello, Ted. How are you, Ted?
I'm swell.
Truly.
Fine and dandy. How about you, Doc? We don't have history. And yet you just expect me to spill my guts about all the
It's easier
details
sometimes.
of my life. You only listen to me because you pay to listen to me.
Sometimes someone that's paid
You pay
or...
to just jot down your little notes and diagnose my tears.
I get why he feels this way. It's kind of the way my mum views therapy to an extent, but I think, like, sometimes... Obviously, if a friend tells you, like, they're really struggling and you are going to give them as much help as you physically can, you are going to be there for that friend. But you are not someone that is trained in what is a healthy response. You might be encouraging that friend down a line that is actually not good for them. Or you might, you know, how many times is it that someone's going through a rough time and so you want to let them know you're there for them, but you don't actually know what the right thing to say is or how to approach it, or are you being overbearing? Like, if you kind of do that thing of, oh, I relate, I get where you're going through because I had a similar experience, I was making it about you, or are you actually being helpful? You know, I think as a friend it can be hard. Also, to an extent, I actually personally don't think there's anything wrong with telling your friends all your problems. I think sometimes with people that are in your life because they care about you, you can, like, burden dump them a bit, and then they're a bit like, what do I do with that? So I think therapy is just, it's a good outlet to help with your mental health. It's not the only outlet.
Charging an hourly rate for only 50 minutes of work. Like I said, it's bullshit.
Yep, Ted. He's gonna find an excuse every day. No, he's barely been an assistant coach for 5 minutes.
Oh my God! Sorry.
Sorry.
Miss Alton. Hi.
Yes, it was.
They could be friends.
Right.
I mean, I don't like age gap romances, and I don't even know how big this age gap is. I cannot judge people's ages. I have no idea how old he is or she is, but it's weird.
Hello, your new pens have arrived.
You're better than Nate. You just put him down and leave.
If I could have a quick word.
Yeah, go for it.
Maybe look at the people that are talking to you.
I just wondered.
You see, Jamie and Danny are like Picasso and Gauguin.
Fuck off.
Pedophiles.
You paint too, but your work doesn't end up in museums.
Fuck off,
It
Nate.
hangs at, you don't.
What a
inspire,
horrible
You
man.
don't move people.
Horrible.
You
The
know,
team needs every single fucking member.
You do the job, so.
What a horrible person Nate is. Like, inside, he's a petty, petty little person. I hate Nate. I've been trying so hard to not hate Nate. To be like, I can relate to being like the person that feels awkward and out of place and like no one is there, like you don't really fit. But Nate is just a vile man. And I know that they're presenting him that way. Did he hear that? Or did he just see from Colin's face what Nate must have said? The person whose job it is to come in here.
Just tell the person you can actually do something about it.
Talk to
I don't know,
him.
boss. Sometimes it's good to bottle things up. That's how we get, you know.
No, it's not.
And vodka.
Oh, yeah.
Will, do you think you could take your name off my shirt and then put it back on?
Every hour of every day with him, right? Just tell him that you...
But I'm badoota.
You talking about me?
Yes, definitely.
Like,
Where does it go?
Yeah.
talk to him.
Bye.
How you doing?
Because it's just not going to go well if she doesn't. No, respect your workplace and the people that work in it. Talk to him. He's a grown man. He needs to learn.
No.
I just want to watch my TV show and you're fucking ruining it for me!
Talk to him.
Or just fucking being there all the time.
See, talking to him would have not
Want me to turn you on?
relieved,
No,
come to an outburst. It would have been a much healthier, but this is good that it's happening.
Well, you've been making out to everyone like I'm following you around like a
Oh.
needy, clingy, fucking fridge magnet.
Could have just talked to him in the first place.
I'm an idiot. Oh, fuck this!
This did not go well. I think it was one thing. So both sides here. I think his anger makes sense to an extent. You know, you never want to think that your partner is moaning about you in a way like that to everyone else, in a way that makes you feel like you look bad. I also feel like potentially when it was just, if it was just Rebecca, they're like good friends, so you might be like, okay, yeah, you moaned to your friend. But it was Rebecca and Higgins, which again maybe, but then it was Rebecca and it was Roy and it was the random person and it was Jamie, you know, all these people that were there. You would feel like you're being made to look like a mug. I think from Keely's point of view, she thought she could just bottle it in, never actually tell him she was getting frustrated with him, and just because she does care about him, because she does value him and she does enjoy most of the time they spend together, that it would all be okay. And she was just having these outlets with friends to just vent it out, which sometimes is a good thing. But obviously the healthy thing to do would be to, when it started annoying her, to say to Roy, oh look babe, I love you, but can we just have a bit of space sometimes? Like if I'm watching my show or doing my work, could you just go read somewhere else? Like, you know, but I think it's so true to life that a seemingly little problem can explode like this. I think she didn't want to have that conversation with him because she didn't want to hurt him, because she didn't want to risk it ending a really good thing or it causing problems in a relationship that was going really well. But by bottling it up, it led to it coming out in an explosion, and then it led to him feeling embarrassed because she's been complaining about him to other people. You know, I think it's so realistic in the sense that something that really should just be a small conversation between two people that care about each other can become a huge thing. And I just really hope they get through this. God, he's got tickets on himself. He's literally been an assistant coach for less than a year. He is not ready to manage his own team, or if it is, it's a team all the way down in the leagues. Which again, he will one day be ready to manage his own team. I'm not ever saying that he isn't.
Sorry. You were rude, Colin. Not just rude. It was personal and weird.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this is mine.
He made his sneaky getaway. He's magic. You're not yet magic. You irritate me vilely. Violently even. You don't irritate me vilely. Sometimes you're vile. All episode he was the one saying hello, 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 hello. It's a little space.
Self-care can be scary.
Exactly.
Fight or flight is a natural response. You just happen to do both. Impressive range, really.
That's Ted.
Watch your back, Glenn Cloak.
Ted, the truth will set you free. But first it'll piss you off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't be your mentor without occasionally being your tormentor.
Ooh, I like that.
I knew you would.
She's been working on little things to say.
Shall we?
I'd like to make an apology. Colin, yesterday I was a bit of a,
Asshole, prick, cock, wounded butterfly.
Bless
yeah,
him.
cocky, prickish. I really am sorry. It won't happen again.
You're only sorry because you were told to be sorry.
It's all good, boyo. Oh, all right.
Colin is too nice. Because, I mean, I suppose he thinks his apology was genuine. And I do think the apology was genuine. But it was only genuine because Beard told him to.
Carrot, you're going with Coach Roy. Rest of you beef chunks are coming with me. Let's go to work.
Anderson Roy, reserves with coach.
Whistle! Roy! I said whistle!
Whistle!
Jamie! What the fuck were you doing? Rashad
Oh.
loses his man.
I was pulling my defender out of his path.
He's your teammate. He needs you to come to the ball and support
He's not in
him.
a good mood. Don't take it out on them.
Needs me to give him space.
Oh, fuck.
What'd you say?
That is emblematic of the relationship between him and
Best thing
Keely
I
right
can do in
now.
that situation. The point is that Richard doesn't need me to crowd him. And since he's my teammate, I should trust him to do what's best.
Jamie has come a really long way. And that is a good metaphor for him and Keeley. He never thought he'd learn so much from Jamie Dart.
I ain't say nothing bad this time.
He liked what you said. That's sweet.
It was Will's idea.
Oh.
Was it? Oh, you know, it's a pretty awesome nickname. So, cheers.
I like that they're kind to everyone but Nate. Roy's home. Oh dear. It's moving out.
Are you leaving?
What? No.
Oh good. Oh good, oh good, oh good. So he made her an office. Oh no, he's made her a lovely bath. That is so sweet.
Stole those roses from your neighbour's garden. Shreds.
That's what I mean. Like, if she just calmly talked about it when she first started feeling the irritation, it could have gone so much smoother. But this was sweet. He listened. He got over his wounded pride. Thanks to Jamie. Nate, the attention will fade. There's always going to be trolly dicks. Where's he going?
If you ever do anything to humiliate me again, make life a fucking misery.
God. I know that they are making it clear, but we don't like Nate. We don't fucking like Nate. And again, he's not a perfect person, so he can grow with time. But you know what? We don't like Nate. He's irritated me a lot. Like, obviously in the very beginning, he did not irritate me. I felt bad for him because he just seemed like a genuinely well-meaning guy who was being shit on and bullied. But they gave him the slightest bit of power and he's like, more. I mean, he's a villain origin story in the making. You know, he learnt literally nothing. That apology to Colin, you might have thought was sincere. You might have thought Coach Beard's words woke him up a little bit and made him actually think to himself, fuck, like, I did get over him, I was rude. But he still goes and treats someone who's in the same position he once was, the same way he was treated, if not worse than how he was treated. And yet, I mean, I don't think we're meant to like Nate right now, but I'm not even rooting for him anymore. Like, there would have been a time where I'd have thought, well, hopefully he gets through this and he comes. Now I'm just like, fuck off. Go manage a National League team and fuck out my life. I think it is good that we're kind of seeing that part of it is because he feels like his father has never been proud of him or has never shown him when he's felt proud of him. And so he's trying to kind of, I guess, he's trying to like earn that respect. But doing one good thing that gets you a lot of media attention is fickle. That's the whole point. Like, that's why I'll never understand people who simply want to be famous for the sake. If someone wants to become a very successful actor, well, yeah, being famous will end up being a result of that if you want to get to like the pinnacle of that career. But just wanting to be famous for the sake of it, fame is meaningless. Fame is fickle. Fame turns on you every other second. Nate did like one good decision at the end of a match, and so yeah, we know social media, the internet loves something like that. You can jump on it and it's great fun, but a few matches later no one's going to talk about Nate anymore unless he's consistently making all the big decisions, which is unrealistic because he's a junior manager at a club. He let it go to his head in such a hideous way. He took things out on players, he took it out on, I don't even know the guy's name, bless him, the new person, the new equipment manager. They have not successfully made me feel bad for Nate. Maybe it's partly because, like, that situation where he wanted the window table, I am someone that has a lot of social anxieties and probably would not have fought for the window table if it was denied from me. I mean, again, I wouldn't have wanted the window table, but in that esque situation, I probably, I mean, maybe I think I've got a little bit better at that kind of situation as I get older. But yeah, like, I suffer from that kind of anxiety and that lack of self-worth sometimes. So, like, I can relate to Nate. So then when I see Nate lashing out at others, I'm like, fuck you, no, nothing gives you the right to do that. I'm so glad we got to see Ted's journey with the therapist. Like, we got to see him trying to escape, lashing out, hiding from it, and then ultimately realizing, like, this is another path. I love what she said about, like, yes, therapists are paid to listen, but you're paid to do that. Like, teachers are paid to teach kids. It doesn't mean that they don't care what they're doing. And I'm so glad that at the end, it seemed like we reached a point where he was getting therapy. And we don't need to be part of that. We don't need to listen to every second of the therapy appointments. Yes, as an audience of a show, I'd love to get into the inner workings of Ted's head, but we don't need that. And I think it's a really good message to show people that even if you're scared of therapy, even if you think it's not going to work for me, it doesn't mean anything, it can still be a good thing. They scared me there. I really was like, are Roy and Keely just going to break up? Like, I really like them together, and I think if they were to end up, like, you know, this show is a comedy, yes, but it's very kind of, a lot of situations are based, like, are quite realistic. So if they do end up reaching the end of the road, I will understand it. But I just really like them together. I think they're really good for each other. And I think this again showed you that if you just, if you're in a relationship, a good, healthy relationship is a relationship where you can say, oh, sweet, like, that's really irritating me at the moment, whether it's how they chew or like some minor thing that really isn't a big deal, but it is something that is getting to you. And something like not having your own personal space isn't not a big deal, because I do think sometimes needing that space to just breathe and be yourself and not, I don't know, I think I can sometimes relate to that. Like, I very much enjoy my time here just with me and my computer, and I'm just like reacting or editing or whatever, and it's just me, and that is nice. And you know, I've never had a relationship like that, but maybe I would struggle if there was constantly a person sat right there while I was doing all of this. But I think if Keely had just said to him, oh babe, like, can I just go get coffee by myself? You know, like, if she kind of just put that little boundary in and just kind of said, like, I love you, but I don't need to spend I could spend 23 hours of a day with you, so, like, I don't know, you know. So obviously the way it came out, I talked about it in the middle of the episode, I think both it coming out with her like screaming at him about it, and also him realising that everyone, including Jamie Tart, was in on this big secret, even though Jamie wasn't, but as far as he's aware, Jamie was, it would make you feel a bit embarrassed that, like, you've been walking in there like, you talking about me? Alright babe, let's go. And really, it wasn't just her kind of talking about stuff that doesn't bother you, it was talking about deep personal parts of your relationship. But what I love is that Jamie's talking about playing football and being there for your teammate by trusting them and giving them space was what he needed to be like, click, yes, I will do that for Keely. I'm so glad that he wasn't moving out. To be honest, what I feel like they need is almost kind of like her own office. Now, they're both very, very wealthy, so if this place isn't big enough, they could get a place together. But, like, you know, have this part of the house which is where she goes to work, which obviously I don't like the idea of, I mean, normally you see in like stuffy old men who have, that's daddy's office and we're never allowed in there. That's a bit much. But you know, if you have a space, that's her space where she can work or she can just be. And like, yeah, he can like knock on the door before he just walks into it, which again, you know, no one is saying he like can't go in there, because that's also not healthy, I think. But you know, some sort of space where when she's working, and like, they love each other, that's clear, and I'm just glad that we were able to see them work through this, and hopefully we will continue to see them working through this. Rebecca and Sam need to fucking arrange to meet up, or they need to see each other's phone, because they just need to realise who they are talking to, because I don't think either of them would in a million years want to date this person, and that makes me think, like, now that's not to say, I think maybe if they were to be aware of the age gap and cool with it, maybe it would be okay, though I think the power dynamic of the woman that owns the club that employs him would be a bit weird. But I just think it's interesting, did they both put I don't care about age? Because an anonymous type dating site, I love the idea of no name, no picture, but I still think even if it's just you put your age range in like if I was on a dating site, I'd maybe say like 27, 26, maybe pushing it, to 33, 34, I don't know. Like, I'm 28. I wouldn't want to date someone too much older than that. Through a dating app. In life is different, who knows. So if I was on an anonymous dating app and I was talking to someone and they were 22, I would be like, yeah, but you're still very much a kid. Like, you're grown up. Like, you know, that would be weird to me. And vice versa. If I was dating someone in my 40s, in their 40s even, I'd be a bit like, no thanks. Like, age doesn't matter, but it does. And I think, I worry about them when they find out it's each other. I think that was the most point of this episode. I really did enjoy it, as always. I'm getting frustrated with Nate, as always. I am loving all the other characters. I love the team dynamic and the way that everyone in this club cares about each other other than Nate, and really wants the best for each other other than Nate, and I'm excited to watch more of it. Thank you so much, Kevin, for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.